Hi everybody, Mr. Michael here, your favorite head teacher at Sis Kalapagani. Now I wanted to take a moment today to address all the issues, well, as much as possible regarding our change in policies and our updates to our policies regarding reopening and what you can expect moving forward. It's very important that in this new era, we all be on the same page. And transparency is going to be key for us to maintain your trust. From the very beginning, we've been very open with how we approach the situation, how we deal with positive cases, and more importantly, how our communication with you continues to be very important to our relationship. Now, I wanted to give you a chance today to open up the floor to some of the questions that you may have. And hopefully, I'm going to be able to provide some more insight and definite clarity to put you and your family at ease. All right, let's begin. Miss Gunawan, you first.
Sir, can you explain some of the changes to the policy for CIS-KG?
It's a very good question, Miss Gunawan. Thank you. So basically, let me revert back to the new legislation that has come out this week. What we see now is the government saying that a full 100% on campus is allowed. Now, this is very important. Right now, we are not yet at 100% capacity. We will still be opening our doors for all your children from all levels. But it's very important that you know the disruption that we face when we have a positive case is detrimental to your child's learning and of course your own personal schedules. The new rules allow 1, 2, 3 even cases, positive cases in any class, section, or level, and allow us to still continue the next day with school. Of course, as always, we will inform all close layer contacts so that everybody's in the loop. You may then make the decision if you feel comfortable enough to send your child to school. We will ask those who test positive to stay at home and self-isolate, and we will still continue school the next day. It's very important that you know that based on the government updated legislation, that once we hit 5% in terms of a group of cases in a level, a section, or a particular class, only then will we close the class. Should there be positive cases, again, as we've always done, we will maintain the utmost transparency, openness, and honesty with all of you and members of our community who are closely affected by this. All right, next question. Leonel's mom.
Sir, why don't you tell us the name of the people infected?
Okay. Fair enough point. Privacy. Confidentiality is something that is very important. In the cases of COVID, it does not matter if your child has come into contact with Mr. Michael, who's tested positive, a cleaner who's tested positive, or a teacher who's tested positive. That's on the adult side. Now, if we break it down even further, I would never release the name of a child or a family to the public who's tested positive. Everybody has their right to privacy, and Sis Kalapagani will continue to maintain that right which people have. In the case of COVID, it's non-discriminatory in the sense that it doesn't matter who the positive case is. If you have come in contact with a positive case, you can be sure we will let you know. We do not hide anything here, but we do respect every individual and every family's right to privacy. We will be open with you, we'll be honest with you, but to go to the level to divulge that personal information is not right. You can only imagine how you would feel if we let our community know your name, your family's name, your child's name. And we don't want anybody under that kind of spotlight. Of course, if we send out a message to our general community about a positive case, we ask that you always send your well wishes and prayers to them. I hope you understand that. All right, next question. You, Ms. Suhendra.
Sir, is there still a policy for masks?
Yes, good point. Masks. Yes, masks are absolutely mandatory. Mandatory for all individuals coming to school, in the school. You do not leave your house without a mask. People who do not wear masks will not be tolerated. They will be severely punished. There is no negotiation around this. We also want you to know that those who fail to wear the mask properly will be reminded as to how to properly wear a mask. All right, see you in the back. Xenia, you go ahead. Ask your question.
What about the dismissal lah?
Again, another excellent question. Dismissal. There are tons of issues with dismissal, and we've tried to manage all of our expectations when it comes to this. Please remember there are hundreds of kids who have just recently stepped foot on this campus for the first time. There are hundreds of kids who have not been to school for 2 years. We have about 600 cars at one time and limited space. Dismissal is not going to be easy. Now, it has been rough going at the start, but for those of you who have noticed, especially at the front lobby, you can clearly see changes are being made. We want you to know all of these things are things that we think about how to improve, but it's not going to happen overnight. We've recently improved the primary 1 and 2 front lobby dismissal. Other areas of the school will follow suit if need be. We want to reduce the chaos, reduce the crowding. But at the same time, please understand, we're dealing with children here. Children who haven't seen each other in years, been together in groups in years. It will take time. It will not happen in 1 day, 1 week. So please be patient, but it's important that you see that we're making changes and we are continuing to work on things to improve them. All right. Next question. Yes. You, sir, in the back.
Sir, how can we help?
That's a very good question. How can you help as a family? Now, sometimes you may start to feel symptoms. You may test positive at home. Your child may be fine. But what we are going to have here at SysKG is that we want to make sure that we're all in the loop, we're all transparent with everybody. Now, if there is a positive case in your household, we request that you let us know. That way, we can be on guard, we can do the appropriate contact tracing that is necessary to help the greater good, the greater community. If you test positive but your child is fine, we're going to request that your child stay at home until either you or the individual who has tested positive then isolates and produces a negative result. Only at that time are you allowed to send your child to school. All right, in closing, it's very important that I make it quite clear. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we're all on the same team here. We all want the same thing. It's not going to be an easy road. You're going to disagree with some of the decisions made from the school, but we want you to know we all want the best. And judging from the feedback we received from the recent letter we sent out announcing the closure for the next 2 days, everybody is divided. We have half of the school saying, Mr. Michael, what a great idea. Better safe than sorry. And again, the other half saying, a terrible idea, Mr. Michael. Why did you close the school? There's no need to close the school. Now, this will continue. We all have different situations. Some of us are pregnant. Some of us have health problems. Some of us live with the elderly. Some of us have yet to be vaccinated. We're all aware of this. But moving forward, communication is key, trust is key, transparency underpins all of this. We want you to know we're all on the same page. We are not trying to hurt anyone. We want nothing but the best for our children and our families. That being said, we look forward to a great end of semester together and on the same page. Ladies and gentlemen, you take care, you stay safe, and remember our doors are always open. We're here for you. We're one family. Sis KG. Bye, everybody.
Be afraid, oh, I won't be afraid. Just as long as you stand by me.